right, let's get started. I have in front of me, I've already started my cover just in the interest of saving time. And I've made a lot of covers on my channel, so it's, you've seen it before. But let me just give you an overview. So what I did is I took, hang on, a bookmark sticking out here. Not that it matters, but let's put that a little further in. Okay, so I measured my Bible, and it is 8.5 and then tall. It's 8.5 tall by 6.5 wide. I added a 1/2 inch to each of those measurements, so I have 9 by 7. And so I have two pieces 9 by 7 for the front and back cover. The spine, when I measure it, is about 1.5 inches, and I cut this 2. Pretty sure it's 2. Let me just double check. Yeah, shallow 2, but it's 2. Okay. Then what I did is I seamed two 12 by 12 pieces here. Let me turn it over, you can see. Maybe you can see right there. Then I centered my spine, and actually, you know what? I think these were not 12. Were they 11? Yeah, 11. So 12 by 11. So they're 11 inches tall and 12 inches wide. And seamed them down the middle. Centered my spine right on the seam with 1 inch here and 1 inch here. Put a piece of 1/4 inch score tape on either side of the spine as a spacer. And then I put my front and my back piece. And at that point I had a lot more paper off the ends here. And I just put it in my paper trimmer, trimmed it off till I had 1 inch on either end. Okay? And then I put tape all the way around both pieces. And as you can see, I left off the corners because I'm going to cut them off. So let me go ahead and do that. So you're just going to cut about a 45-degree angle, and you want to leave about the width of your chipboard in space there at the corner. I just want to make sure because it's hard to see the black on black. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Hang on, I've got this tape off the edge. Hang on, I'm just going to do that. I'm not sure what I was doing there. Sometimes it takes me 2 shots. I'm not seeing particularly well today, so I think that's why that tape is off. Okay. There we go. Okay. There's that. I'm wondering if I should undo this. But you know what? When I get to it, I will pull this up. I think it'll be all right. I was going to say I might put another piece of tape there, but I don't really need to. All right, so we're just going to pull this up and just pre-fold so it's easier when the time comes to actually fold this over. Okay, and I like to start, well, I need my pointier one. I like to start with the long edges. I'm just going to pull that up a little. Actually, I could pull it off. I don't really need to leave it there. Just pull that off, and then I'm going to pull just a little bit of this back so it doesn't get caught up. And then we'll pull these pieces, the backs of these off. And this one. Okay. And I like to run a little bead of glue just right there. Not a lot. Whoops, because of course right there where I got stuck. It's all right. Just a little bit. And then we are going to pull it up real tight. And just before we pull it over, and I pull the middle piece over first, and then work to the ends. Okay, just like that. And give it a good burnish. You want to make sure it's nice and tight against the chipboard. Let's repeat that on the other side. Just get them out of the way. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my bone folder to get that pulled over. Okay, then do these ends. You will know from watched my channel before that we just need to tuck. I always vary the tool that I use. I just need to tuck this little extra bit in. I never know what's going to work. Sure that's pulled over, and go. Yeah, I had a feeling I didn't have that one tucked in very well, and I didn't, but that's all right. You can just sort of push it over. There's going to be a pocket there, so it's not going to be too visible. All right, and get these tucked over. And hopefully we don't get a bump there where I had the tape over. I think it's going to be all right. All right. My goodness, I did not do terribly well. Oh, that's actually all right. Just get it burnished down, it'll be fine. Okay. So then we want to just tuck in and then get that to stick to that adhesive there. Be careful here, take your time. You don't want to tear your paper at this point. Okay. And sorry about the black wire from my little microphone. I think it's a small price to pay for you to be able to hear me. One of these days I'll get a Bluetooth one, but the price difference was kind of astronomical, so I went with the wired one. Okay, so there's that. And then we do want to line this. We're going to put decorative paper, but still I like to fully line it. And what I'm going to do, you know what, hang on, I'm just noticing this is lifting up right here, and I'm just going to put, it's going to get lined, but I'm just going to put a little glue there. Okay, so what I need to do. So now, remember, yours may not measure the same as mine because you've made it to fit your particular Bible or whatever book you're putting in it, but mine is 9 inches tall. So I'm going to cut a piece 8 3/4 by probably 12. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the whole 12-inch piece by 8 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And then we'll cut a second piece for here. Probably. I don't think you need one there. Let me think. There's a pocket going here. So I'm not going to bother with a piece here. I'm just going to line the left side and leave the right side. Okay. So what I'm going to do, now there's no, let me think. There's not going to be any pages in here, so I don't need to worry about it holding the weight of anything, except, you know, a few little pockets or things. So let us, before I do that, hang on. What I was doing is taking a close look at the corners. These are the corners that are not as nice. I'm trying to decide if I want. I think I'm going to put a pocket on this side, so I'm going to put the corners that are not as nice on that. Okay, so here's our piece. This side is going to get a pocket, and I took the side that had the corners that weren't quite as nice. And that's the side that's going to get the pocket. This side is going to be lined, and it's going to go all the way across the spine. And I'm just going to use art glitter glue to put this down because it's not going to be holding the weight of a whole book full of pages. There's no binding going in here or anything like that. So you don't have to worry that it's going to tear away from the spine because there's not really anything going to be attached to the spine. So I am just putting on the glue. Other thing that we're going to do is glue here. And we're going to do some glue here. Okay. Okay. And we just want this. Good. Oh, it's not. It's so crooked. Hang on. You know what? I'm gonna be matting it so you won't be able to tell. Is it actually? You know what? It's not crooked. What it is it's just further in from here. You know what? I'm gonna go change my glasses too and see if that helps. All right. Really want to burnish this well. Okay, and find your seam and burnish it well. And This is where it might lift up, and if it does, just burnish it back down. If you have to, you can get some glue in under those edges. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. And now we'll do this side. If you look right there, it's coming up a little bit. I'm just gonna put my glue in there and just glue that down. Okay, there we have our cover. Okay, now let's just take our Bible, put it in there, and just check it for fit. And it's good. And there's extra space. The spine is fatter than it needs to be because we want to put that notebook in there. So, but it looks good. All right, now we need to make the pocket that's going to hold the Bible. And we have a couple of ways of doing it, and it depends on the type of Bible that you're using. This one I'm going to do first, and then I will show you the other one. The other one I've already made, but I will make another pocket just to show you. So in this case, I have a piece of cardstock, which I can't remember how long I cut it, 9 7/8 by 5 1/2. Okay, so 9 7/8 by 5 1/2. And the school board. And what that is it's a 5-inch pocket plus a half. If your Bible is smaller, just adjust accordingly. And then it's the height of the book minus 1/8 plus 1 inch. Okay, and what that is going to do is going to produce a pocket that's just a hair shorter. Actually, hang on, let me just read. What I need is a pocket that this cover will slide into, and I don't want it to be too big or it'll flop around. So what I did is I measured this, and it's 8 3/8. Okay, so 8 3/8. So I want a pocket that's gonna end up 8 3/8. So I need it 9 3/8, and I think I cut it 9 7/8. I did cut it 9 7/8. So let me just double check. Yeah, I want it to be 9. Actually, I could go a half. I'm gonna go 9 1/2. So let me recut this at 9 1/2. Okay, I'll go ahead and then we're gonna do this one the same way we do most pockets. So we're going to do the 2 short edges at 1/2 inch and the long edge also at 1/2 inch. Okay. Set that aside for now. I don't know if you can see, I just caught the top edge of this pocket with my scissors. So I'm going to trim that a little bit. All right, so you'll be a little bit more careful than I was. Steeper angle. Okay. And then we're going to fold and burnish. then, okay, so we've got it nicely burnished, really flat. I'm going to take our book and we're going to slide this on just to test it for fit. And it looks, I feel like it's just a hair, maybe a little snug. Which is okay, but I'm wondering if I want to, yeah, let me grab this. I mean, once it's in there, I don't really anticipate taking it in and out a lot, but it's, by the same token, I don't want it to be difficult. You don't want it to fall out, but you also don't want it to be too tight. So I'm just gonna score this, give myself 1/8 of an inch, and refold it. Okay. Now, because I did that, I do have a little bit of a space down here in the corner, but I'm okay with that. It's not going to be terribly visible. So let's just recheck that for fit. Yeah, that's going to be okay. And then, so this is going to go in here, right? But we need to put it in the right spot. So let's take our book again, our Bible. We're going to put it in here so that it's just a little bit away from, like, you can fold it up to see where it's comfortably in the book. And then check here, I don't know if you can see, check along here and see how wide is that, because you want, all right, so mine is a little under 1/2 inch. Now, whoops, so hang on, I think, whoop. I do it like that, about 3/8 of an inch. And what I'm going to do, let's see, I can find my pencil. There it is. I'm going to take my pencil and just make a mark, just so I can see where to put that pocket. Now, I would only do this kind of a pocket, what I'm doing now, if I had a Bible that has a soft cover, like that one that I just had. I'm going to show you in a minute what to do if your Bible is of the hardcover variety. Or, you know, whatever book you're putting in here. Center this. Hang on, I'm just going to pull it near me for a minute. Okay. So you want to put it top to bottom, centered, and on that line that you drew. Okay. There. All right. Now you really probably should let that dry, but I am going to slide this in and hope for the best. Hang on. Perfect. Okay, and actually I'm going to leave that in there and let the weight of it secure that pocket down. Okay, so while we're doing that, I want to show you this other version that I have going. Now this one is much bigger and heavier. You remember we made this bullet journal? So I kind of sized it to hold one of these, so it's actually going to hold 2 books. But in any event, let me just put that over there. So this Bible is a hardcover Bible, and you can see it's thicker. The cover is thicker and it's firm. And I was afraid that the weight of this cover and this Bible would pull out a pocket like we just made. So I don't know if you can see, this pocket is deeper. It has a little bit of a gusset, and it's also reinforced with a piece of chipboard. Okay, so when this comes out, you've actually got like this is a hard pocket. Okay, so if you have a book like this, a Bible like this one, then you're going to make your pocket in the way that I'm about to show you. Okay, so hang on, let me get this one over here. All right, you're going to need a piece of chipboard and your pocket piece. And the piece of chipboard is exactly the size of the pocket that you're going to make, okay? The finished size of the pocket. So this one is, I'm just using this for an example. So this one is the 8 7/8 size by 5, okay? And let me get my, so the first thing that you want to do is take one of your long sides, not that one, make sure I've got the right tool. Get these out of the way here. Okay, so you take one of the long sides and you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, so far everything's normal, right? So 1/2 inch. Okay, now the other long side. Okay, so let's take our piece. All right, so remember, this is the width. It's going to go right up against that score line you just made. Okay, so this is 5, and there's a 1/2 inch score line, right? So this is 1/2 inch, and then it's 5 inches wide. So let's just put this in here so you can see, right? So 5 1/2 would be the score line at the other end, right? I just want to be clear. So you're going to go to 5 1/2, and you're going to score. And you can obviously use a scoreboard that's big enough if you like. I just didn't feel like getting my big one out. Okay, so 5 1/2. Then you're going to go, and this kind of depends on the width of your hardcover's cover, but most of them, another 1/8 inch will be enough. So just go out 1/8 inch. So now you're at 5 5/8 and score there. Okay, right now we're going to do the same thing here, and I just want to make sure I have this. I think it should be inch there. It's about 3/4. I'm just I'm using a scrap here, so I'm a little off. What I recommend that you do is, however wide your pocket is, make these about 1.5 to 2 inches, right? Because I'm using a scrap, I don't have that much, so I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to put it in here. We're going to put that in there at about the center, and that's 7/8. Okay, so I'm going to score mine at 7/8. Okay, and then I'm going to go outside that. So that's going to be 3/4. Okay, you see that? And we're going to go to the other end, and this is going to go to the inner of those two lines. And this one looks like it's about the same, about 7/8 and 3/4. So 7/8 and 3/4. Okay. So this inner square is the exact size of your piece of chipboard, which is the exact size you want your finished pocket. Okay. This is a 1/2 inch. This is an 1/8 inch to the outside, the additional line of your inner square where this is going to fit. Okay. I hope that's clear. Like that. Now, we are going to trim the corners of this. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it now or if I want to wait. You know what? We're going to trim just this extra little square for now. We're going to be trimming some more, I'm sure, but that'll take care of that. Okay, and then on this side, I think, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to angle this, actually. We're going to angle up here just to that first line, I think. And then over, which I think we're going to have to trim some more, but I just want to. I'm more paranoid about cutting off too much because I can always go back, which is what we're going to do, actually. Like that. Okay, so let us fold over. All right, so that's that one. Then what you need to do is you need to fold. Actually, no, we should fold these the other way. Yep, let's fold them the other way. I always want to fold towards the bump. Okay, so I'm going to fold this one. And this is kind of where you can see, yeah, we do need to fold to that. Well, maybe not. I just don't want to trim too much yet. And then fold the other one. Like so, you want to fold on both lines so that you end up, yeah, you know what, I do need to, hang on. All right, I'm just trimming these two corners to that inner line for now. All right, so again, you're going to fold to the inner line, burnish, and you're going to fold the outer line and burnish that. Okay. And then just sort of tug it a little bit, and what you're going to end up with, I hope you can see, is kind of a little flat spot here. Okay, and then you're going to repeat that. You can open that one if you have to, with the two side pieces. Okay. And same thing. Burnish all these corners nicely, and then just give it that same little tug. So now, you see that? You're making a teeny tiny little box, okay? this one. And then we're going to do this one. Okay. And that's going to go like that. All right, so let's open it up a little bit. We're going to take our piece of chipboard, and it's going to go in here right up against the inner lines, okay? And I'm not going to fuss with this too much. I'm just going to, you can use tape or glue, whatever you want, but I'm just putting a little down. This is just a demonstration. Whoops. Okay. You know what? I feel like I just don't have good light. Okay. Okay, just like that. Then you're going to take this piece, fold it over, and you can use tape or whatever you need to use. Okay, we'll just use a little glue right now because, like I said, I'm just demonstrating. Okay, this is just so that you have a nice looking upper edge. I actually used score tape when I did this before, just to make, because I wanted that instant hold. Okay, so there's that. All right, then you're going to take this, and you can glue these two sides or use a little score tape or whatever to hold this to the outside there, and put it in your book as a pocket. And you're going to end up with this nice little boxy pocket with a very rigid front, okay? Which is what I have for this one. I'm going to bring it back so you can see it again. Okay, so I think you can see there's the little pocket here, okay? All right, now that's what you're going to do if you have a Bible like this that has a deep hardcover. Oh, and the other thing I should mention, which I hope I already mentioned, get that out of the way. When you're measuring your Bible, bear in mind whether or not you intend to have Bible tabs. I have them. I put them in all, you know, I use them all the time. I like them. So adjust to accommodate your width when you're measuring, okay? So now let's get this guy back. All right, probably I should have used brown since my Bible is brown, but I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, so what we're going to do, obviously we're going to decorate. And then I want to have a notebook here because I don't have any problem with writing in my Bible. This one obviously is one that I do some Bible journaling in. This one I need to put some vellum here because the gold leaf is sticking. But anyway, so but in any case, I generally like to be thoughtful about what I put in. But if I want to take notes in like a Bible study or a sermon or something, I like to have a notebook and I can write notes and maybe tuck it on the page and then later on put it actually in the Bible if I want to put it in there. Okay, so we need to make a holder for a notebook. And we want to decorate everything, and we probably maybe a pocket of some kind underneath where the notebook is going to be, or even on the notebook. And I don't think I want a pen loop because I like to use my own, whatever pens. I don't know. I just don't want to put a pen in there in case it leaks or something like that. Okay, so let's get the Bible out and let's just check and see. Looks good. I don't see that I need any more glue anywhere. It seems to be holding well. Okay. All right. So I like that a lot. All right, let's take a little break. I'm going to pick out some papers for the cover and the insides, and to make the belly band to hold the notebook. Okay, so I will be back and we'll continue. All right, I am back. I've done a few things and I've picked out some mats. And as you can see, I've added a ribbon. I love ribbon closures and I use them a lot. If you don't like a ribbon closure or you don't want a closure at all, just by all means, use your favorite type of closure. I'm just adjusting that. Now, for the front, what I have chosen is this triple mat. And what I've done is I have cut the white, creamy white with the flowers at 1/4 inch shorter in each direction. So take your long measurement and remove 1/4 inch. Take your short measurement and remove 1/4 inch. Then I cut the black floral 1/4 inch shorter than that. Actually, I cut this one 1/2 inch shorter. So take your long measurement of your mat, not the book, but of the mat, the white mat, and cut the black one 1/2 inch shorter, and then take the sideways measurement and cut the black mat 1/2 inch shorter. Then I took a piece of linen artisan cardstock and cut it 1 full inch shorter than the black in each direction. So this way minus 1 inch and this way minus 1 inch, and then I just stacked them. And then of course I'm going to glue them onto the front of the book. Okay. And then this is the back, and it is cut the same size as this largest of the 3 mats. And then I cut this for the spine. It is 2 inches wide for my particular book by the same height as this mat. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. I am using my art glitter glue as usual for all my mats. Okay. And we are going to sure that that ribbon is nice and flat. Okay. And let's burnish that down. And I decided to put this plain piece in the middle so that you could add a picture, or you could do a printout of your whatever verse you're currently studying, or means something special to you, or whatever you want to put there. But I do love this little chipboard that says a grateful heart, and I'm going to put that right there at the top. And I may just put glue on the top so you could tuck something up under it. I'm sure I've got the top. Just don't want to work today. I'm pulling this towards me so I can see better. That looks good. Okay. That looks nice. I like that. Okay. And let's turn it over. I do have the Bible in it just to give it a little more support while I'm gluing these pieces on. Alright, so this piece is going to go here, like this. out that ribbon. Looks really nice. Okay, now we have the spine piece, and I'm wondering, we have these brads. I'm not sure if I want to add one of them. I still have enough paper to do a whole other project, and I might want to just save those because I think that's going to be a mini album. So that's the spine. Let's just hold it up. I hope that's focusing for you. Do we want to put anything there? Here. I don't really think it's necessary. Got the chipboards, but no, I think I'm just going to leave it as is. You know, I was thinking maybe a flag or something to write a name on, but then I thought, well, I don't think anybody's going to mistake this for somebody else's. Okay. Okay. And I'm lining this one up to match the mat on the front. And I'm not sure you can tell, but I cut it from this strip right here so that this flower lines up. Hope it is. If it's not straight, it's too late. Okay. There we go. And okay, so it's going to tie like that. All right, let me show you the inside because I did put a couple of things inside. All right, so I need something for here, and then we're going to put that notebook is going to go here, and I haven't got my notebook yet. It's coming tomorrow, so I can't do that yet. Oh, there's my kitty. So here in the back, I just use this large floral to mat the pocket. And then I put, you can't see it at all. Let me get the book out. I just put this plaid here. It'll never be seen really, but I want it to look finished, so I put that there. Oh, okay, so let's slide our Bible back in. And so we need a piece for here and for here, but I can't do that. Sorry. But I can't do that until I get my notebook. Honey, don't step on the Bible. Okay, I am back. I have no idea if this is even in camera anymore because she pulled the camera stand down and it hit me in the nose. So, hang on, let me check. Yeah, all right. So we are going to take a pause while I have to wait until tomorrow to finish because I have to wait for that notebook to come. But we will get it done tomorrow, and well, tomorrow for me, same day for you. And then I will move on and do probably a little mini album because I have plenty of this stuff left and I love it and I am happy working with it. So I will see you in a little bit, or just a few seconds for you, a day for me, and we'll get it done. I am back. It has been about 24 hours for me, a few seconds for you. All right, so I've cut a couple of mats. I still have my book in, and I think I'm going to leave it for now. So I cut these two pieces, and as you can see, the design carries across. And again, you're going to measure your own cover to see how big you need it. Mine happens to be 8 3/4 by 6 3/4, and this one's 8 3/4 by about 1 7/8. Okay, and then I have this little belly band. So let me give you the measurements. 4, 6 1/8 by 2. Okay. And this is my little notebook. It's thinner than I usually like. I mail ordered it. I didn't realize I was only getting one with 50 pages. 100 would have been better, but it will do for now. The nice thing is it is replaceable. So, all right, so let me just get this glued in. And I am using my art glitter glue. Usually when I'm in here, my little helper is Jolly, but I have Holly tonight, so I don't think she'll make an appearance. She usually just likes to be down around by my feet. She has gotten up on the table onto the camera, or into camera range in the past, but she was younger and smaller. She's still not even a year old, but she's getting to be a pretty big kitty. And we want to make sure this is glued down well. We're not actually attaching the notebook to this. I'm just going to attach a belly band and slide the notebook into it. The same way we did for our Spring Botanic Garden Journal, which if you have not seen, I'll try to remember to link that. Okay. And, whoops, a lot of glue seepage on this one. There we go. And then this one. Good night for me to work on projects. I generally go to sleep early on weeknights, because I work, but as some of you know, I live in Florida, and tonight, starting around 11:30, the launch window opens for SpaceX. They are launching a Falcon Heavy tonight, so I will definitely want to be going outside, to watch that. All right. It's kind of nice living where you can see rockets going up. And night launches are always the best. So I will be going outside. Hopefully I won't fall asleep, although I usually set myself an alarm for the big ones. Kind of thinking I might have inked that edge, but that's all right. I think it looks okay. All right, so that goes there. No change there. All we've done is matted it. Now we have this little belly band, and where did I put my notebook? Here it is. So what we need to do is, this notebook is 8 inches tall. This is 9, right? So we should have about 1 inch, give or take. It looks bigger than that, doesn't it? It's supposed to be 5 by 8. And it is. Oh, right, 1/2 inch, duh. Do the math. Okay, so 1/2 inch or so top and bottom. However, the pages are attached here. So this belly band, is really going to be about, let me see, not quite an inch, but I'm going to call it an inch. So this belly band needs to be 1.5 inches down from the top. And if I remember right, oh, you know what, somehow I've managed to lose my Tim Holtz ruler. I was going to use that because that is 1.5 inches wide. This one I think is more on the order of 2 inches. Oh, no, it's about 1.5 inches. A little fat, but it's 1.5 inches. Okay, so we use this ruler as our guide. Right, so I'm going to turn around. And I just took and scored it 1/2 inch at each end. I'm not going to bother with tapering my edges. I don't on belly bands as a general rule. And I'm probably going to slide a mat under there anyway. Okay. Okay. And let's see. All right, looks like that's about, got that lined up right along the edge of the book. I can feel that. And it's, so we want to center this on the mat pretty much. I'm just eyeballing that. That looks good. And I'm just pressing it down. And we're going to mat this as well. Even though it's not really visible, when you take your notebook out, it will be visible. And you may very well take this notebook out to write on. And I haven't mentioned that this book could have been done opposite how I got it. In other words, you could have put the Bible here and the notebook there, you know, whichever works out best for you. Okay, so let's just check. This has pretty thick cardboard backing on it, so it should fit pretty tightly, which is what I wanted. I don't want it sliding around in there. Perfect. Okay, so now let's get this out. Let that dry. All right, I got that straight. My goodness, it looks like it might be crooked. I guess it's all right. Okay, so we need a little mat for this, and then I was gonna put a mat underneath it, but I feel like it doesn't really need it. But I do want to decorate the front of it because it's ugly. But let's put a mat here. So this is 2 inches wide by a finished size of 5 1/8. So I need 1 3/4 by 4 3/4, give or take. All right, so I've cut mats for my little notebook and the belly band. And as you can see, I just used the opposite paper, the one with the light background. Okay, and then we have our little notebook. And again, if you can, get one with 150 pages. I just wasn't paying any attention when I bought this notebook to the fact that it only had 50 pages in it. straight. And I chose this one because it has a lot more of the blue in it than some of the other papers. So let's cover that. It's a little touch to cover the notebook, but it just looks nice. It just makes it look more finished. Okay, and this is the type of notebook that it is. I like these kind that have the 2 columns. Okay, and it looks like that is wanting to lift a little bit. I wonder if we need to put a little tie around that, which would be very cute. Let's put it in and see. See how, because I've put the paper on it, it's wanting to curl. So what I could do is put, oh yeah, that paper, it's really cheap paper that I glued this on, is definitely not liking that, is it? Okay, hang on. Let's see. I think I need to put a piece on the inside. Okay, so what did I cut that? 4 7/8 by 7. Okay, so let's cut another piece for the inside. All right, so I have this. If you've bought I paid $3 for this notebook. You could probably get one in the dollar store, but if you do, you're probably going to run into the same situation I have, where it's not the best quality. But nothing that a little extra paper will not solve. And actually, the writing paper itself is not bad quality. It's just the cover is kind of nasty. However, easily solved. And just fold that over. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, so now oh, I've got to put what I do with my pin. I'm forever losing that pin. It's good that it is lifting a little, but I think that'll stay down over time. Okay, so now we have got, oh, Jolly's here, we better watch out. One girl wrecking crew. Okay, so we have our little notebook for taking notes. We have, of course, the Bible. We have, there's the spine. And I don't want to add too much. Again, you're going to put whatever you want here, a picture or a verse or whatever. And I think what I want to do now is make some matching bookmarks to go in the Bible. So those I want to be, I don't like them to be like the full, you know, when they're sticking out the top, I don't want them also sticking out the bottom. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I think 7 or 8 inches. let's start with 8. Let's say 8 inches by 2 inches, I think would be a good size. All right. So when I went to cut these, I decided to cut them 2 1/4 instead of 2. 2 seemed a little bit too narrow. All right, so let me grab. Just going to do these really simply and quarter round. There we go. Okay. And one thing I didn't mention, let me just bring this over, is if you prefer a notebook that opens this way, you could just make a vertical belly band instead of the horizontal one that I made. Okay? All right, so let's glue these. Whoops. Side to side, but that's okay. Okay, now I'm just wondering if trying to decide if I definitely want the seam binding or not in them. That's a good height. I like that. Just gonna tuck a couple in and see. I think I do. All right, so let me get my other crocodile. This big guy here. Okay, and let's get my dies, or grommets. And I'm not going to worry about I know all the grommets that I have will match, so I'm just going to grab a few and we'll use whatever I end up with, that's what we'll use. Okay, and let me get my seam binding. And I wanted to show you, actually, this notebook, I actually thought I might use. I got this one at Walmart. But it was bigger, it was too big. But if you've got a larger Bible, something like that would work. I paid 88 cents for that at Walmart. Okay. And I'm just eyeballing these. Go. There's one. And that one. Two. And let's see. I'm trying to decide what I want to be the top and what I want to be the bottom. I think I want this to be the top. That looks just too bright on there. Let's use this one. That's better. Right. And I've got these two that I put in. Let's not forget those. Let's see. use a shiny one on here. Somewhat shiny. Okay. There's that one. And last one. Oh, all right, there we go. Made a mess. And let's put this one away. And I have my seam binding. It's not too white. I think it'll be all right. Let's see, how many of these do I even, did I get them all? Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've had this forever and it's starting to get low finally. I think I need to buy some more. So I am just putting this in through the front, just how I like to do it. Some people do it from the back. I like it from the front. And just loop it through. Oops. Okay, just like that. I'm planning to do 3 projects with this paper, and I don't really know what order I'm going to be posting them in. But the other one I've already made, which you may have already seen, is a bullet journal. I didn't actually make the bullet journal, I've just decorated it with the paper. And if you use a bullet journal to do your Bible study or sermon notes, it would probably fit in this book. We'll pull it out and see in a minute. It definitely fits in the other one that I made, that I showed you briefly at the beginning. At some point along here, I'm just trimming my tails on my bookmarks. And you could use all different colors. You know, you could use gray, black, cream for these bookmarks, for the ribbon on these bookmarks, and use them to differentiate different things to make it easier to find what they're marking. But oh, I cut that one really long. No wonder I'm running out. Okay. There we go. And the last one, which also looks really long. All right, rinse some of these things like this. All right, now, all right, so we have that. And if you're doing this as a gift, of course you could purchase a Bible with a cover that matches, you know, in the black or white or cream instead of the brown, but I have this one and I like it, so and I'm not putting these in any particular spot for now. I'm just let's put that there and put that one right there. And actually, probably a good idea to stagger these so that they're not all lined up, which we will do. Hang on. They don't all need to be tucked all the way into the spine like that. There we go. Now let's pull this in. This is the matching bullet journal. And let's see, would it fit? No, it would not fit. Okay, so this would just be a separate book. It does fit. Let me pull this one over. This is the one I showed you that I made the spine deeper. So it would fit in this one. But it makes for a really heavy book. So let's pull this over. That was my prototype. And I discovered I thought it was too heavy. So I switched. Okay, so let's tie this. Okay, so now here we go. Frou-frouing my ribbon, which I'll trim that down. It's a little long. Okay, so now we have our bullet journal and our Bible. I wish I had more of this ribbon for the third project, but I don't. I used it all. Okay, that looks great. I am super happy with that. All right, let me put my pin in my glue. There it is. That is that. I hope that you have enjoyed this project, and if you haven't already seen this project, I think you probably have, but if you haven't, it'll be posting very soon. And I'm going to make one more project, and that will be the third project with this paper, because it's so pretty and I'm having so much fun with it. So thanks so much for watching. If you've not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I really appreciate it. Just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. These three projects that I'm doing, the two you see here and the next one, are all design team projects for Country Craft Creations. All of the supplies are available at Country Craft Creations. It's the Gingham Farm by My Mind's Eye, with linen artisan cardstock and black artisan cardstock, and this beautiful ribbon is also available there. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.